Welcome back to Car Chats F1 with Amy and Anna.
I'm Amy.
And I'm Anna. And you can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. No, not Twitter. Threads. We're once again fabled Threads, so we don't post anything, at Car Chats F1. And if you want to support the pod, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/carchatsf1. I'm pretty sure that's the link. Yeah, if you just want to leave us a note, give us a follow. Whatever, guys. I already miss being in person.
Oh yeah, we had 1 week of being in person and we just can't remember how to do it remote anymore.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's just every time I'm like, it's just so different. It's a completely different vibe when you do it in person. But
yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed the vibe last week. It's not gonna last. This could potentially be the last pod from here. Oh no, because we'll probably do one post Suzuka.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The false alarm, guys.
You got ahead of yourself then.
I did. Speaking of the future though, it's the Japanese Grand Prix week.
It is. I mean, I don't know when this is going out. Hopefully it hasn't already happened.
No, it wouldn't have already happened. I mean, it might have. I mean, it could be if you're listening to it in the future. If you're choosing to not listen to it the day it comes out, it's probably already happened.
Who is doing that? Who's listening to this not on the day it's coming out?
God, guys, you're slow. Pick up the pace. Are you Alpine or something?
Oh.
I was going to say I'm really looking forward to it, but it's just everything's in the middle of the night.
Yeah, it's not as bad as Australia.
No, once again I'm complaining about like the most Eurocentric sport normally. I'm like, god damn it, why does this like 2 races have to not comply with my like schedule?
We only have to get through one more race after Japan, and then we will literally be on the right time zone for the one after that.
For like the rest of the for Miami we're on the right time zone because we're going to Miami. We got to say that in every single pod because it's gonna otherwise, you know.
I think we've said that every time we've said the word Miami for the past year.
I'm going to Miami, bienvenido a Miami. Every time I have to do the full thing as well, bilingually.
She's a bilingual queen.
Pat Ward would not agree with you.
No, yeah, I thought about that as soon as I said it.
Oh my god. That reminds me of how we put that clip out about me saying about Arthur last week interacting with like TikToks, and somebody commented saying like, oh, Pato Award liked one of my TikToks, and I was like, yeah, he commented on ours and corrected my Spanish.
Yeah, unfortunately we can do one better with that one.
Yeah. Pat Award on the pod when? Pat Award confirmed Car Chats listener?
I'm just gonna put it out there. So our 6 degrees of separation TikTok is still doing the rounds. So like every day we get numerous more comments, and I'm sorry guys, but some of them are a reach. They are a reach. And I just thought when you said about, Pato liked my TikTok, and you were like, oh, well, Pato commented on ours. I was like, yeah, so we are one. We are one from Pato Award. Like, if that's the length we're going to, then
so be it. That's literally, it's so funny, I know, because we literally, I mean, to once again explain 6 degrees of separation, it's someone that you know who then knows another person, you know, like enough that they'd be able to introduce you, even if it was only passively, you know what I mean? But the theory is that everybody on the planet is connected through 6 degrees of separation. So, and I mean, we gave a demonstration in that video that was like 3 away when realistically we could do closer. But people were still like, I once saw Pierre Gasly's friend. And you're like, yeah, no, that's like, that doesn't mean you're the friend of Pierre Gasly. Like, it's, you got to do a bit better than just see them one time.
I mean, when we film that TikTok, like, we use a 3 degrees, I think. When realistically, Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri have talked to us. So, if we wanted to...
we would
be one.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, literally, we just got to duet that and be like, one,
Yeah.
no
one.
context. No context.
No
Just
context.
one. I will be duetting that in the future with no context.
Yeah.
Can't just. I'm still waiting for like the release of we will circle back to Suzuka, but I am still waiting for the release of the Miami day schedule to circle back to Miami.
Oh my gosh, I know.
I literally am like waiting because if the McLaren fan zone is on the Friday, catch us at the fan zone. Catch us holding those tops up once
We'll be
again.
holding them up again.
We'll be like,
it's
we
us.
can.
It's
us. Joe, I'll be like, we'll like go to the stadium.
Joe,
Like,
Joe, it's us again. Joe,
you recognize me, Joe. I'll wear specifically the dress that I wore in that awkward interaction again. You will. Come on. You said it was a shame last time that you didn't put these on. Yeah, so catch us in Miami doing that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But
this week in F1 history is back again.
It's back, baby.
For a second iteration.
Second week in a row. Woo.
For some reason, on This Week in F1 History, it doesn't have anything for April 1st. Oh, do you reckon they don't have April 1st because it's April Fool's Day or something? Like, they can't put anything factual on April 1st.
Oh, speaking of April Fool's Day, sorry that because this is completely non-factual, but the one April Fool's that actually did get me this year was Nini did post about that Charles and Max refollowed each other, and I fell for it, and then I was like... wait a damn minute. I don't celebrate April Fool's Day. Of all of them,
so... that's the one you...
That's the one I care about.
April Fool's Day. Why did Liberty Media announce their acquisition of MotoGP on April 1st? Because I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it.
I didn't even realise that it was on April 1st. Again, I think it just passes over me, and I just am like, okay, because a lot of what you see on April 1st is just from like advertisers and stuff, so I just don't pay attention. But oh no,
this is not F1 related, but the Duolingo April Fools was so good.
It was so good. That was the best one. That's the only one I could think of other than that. But Liberty Media, goddamn. So
right.
April
Back
2nd.
to this week in F1 history. April 2nd, 2006. Any guesses?
Ooh, 2006. Is this going to be either about Schumacher or Hamilton?
A Schumacher.
Oh, Ralph.
Yeah. I mean, it's not directly about him. Sorry, Ralph, for the shout out. 2nd of April 2006, Albert Park in Melbourne hosts round 3, same as this year.
Oh.
And Fernando Alonso wins. Obviously, like, I know that he's been in Formula 1 since like 2002 or 2003 or something like that. But every time I see his name popping up from like 2004, 2005, I'm like, he's still going.
Yeah, it shocks me every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, like logically I know. If you've been in the sport like 20 years, that means early 2000s. But I just can't. It's the same with Lewis. Like, I still find like both of them, I'm literally like, sorry, when? It's the same. People born in like 2000 and like 2003. I don't know, like half their girlfriends, isn't like Kika and that born in like 2004?
Yeah.
And I'm literally like,
crazy.
Ah?
Isn't it like Ollie Behrman? Didn't Fernando Alonso win the year Ollie Behrman was born or something like that?
Yeah. Because Ollie Behrman's 18.
So what's that, 06?
Is that 06 or 05?
I don't know. I think he's born in 05 because he's almost 19, isn't he?
If you say so. I don't know. Probably, because
2005. He turns 19 when the day we get home from Florida, I think.
Oh, we can wish him a happy birthday, Pookie Wookie.
Yeah.
He's definitely getting one of those videos. Somebody's definitely already requested that.
Anyway,
yeah, I'm
back
still
to the relation to Ralf Schumacher was that Kimi Räikkönen got second and Ralf Schumacher got third on the podium. So
Nice.
But that win was Fernando Alonso's 10th win of his career.
Wow.
Time ago.
A long time ago. I was going to say a lot of drivers could never, and then I'm going to like, Fernando Alonso could never now. Could never. Yeah. Moving swiftly on.
Fortunately. We're not saying he's washed.
God, that's like people are so quick to say everybody's like washed.
I know.
Everybody like recently is like, Charles is washed. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
Literally. They said this on P1. Well, I don't know if it went up today or yesterday. I listened to it today. Sorry. Oh, Tommy's prediction was like Charles Leclerc is going to win this weekend and then he'll be leading the championship. Something like that.
Yeah.
And then Tommy was like, and then you'll all be saying, boring season, Charles Leclerc domination, like, let's not watch Formula 1 anymore because Charles Leclerc's dominating, stuff like that. And I was like, exactly.
Yeah.
That's just... If he was winning, people would be like, oh, what is this, 2022? Like...
Yeah. It would literally...
Honestly.
It just goes in cycles, doesn't it? People just can't... I don't know. People have very short memories as well when it comes to any kind of sport, I think.
Yeah. April 3rd, 1977. Do you want to take a stab at this one?
Something to do with Williams.
No. Interestingly, Mario Andretti becomes the first American to win an F1 race on home soil.
Oh. I'm still sad that we don't have the 11th team.
I know.
I mean, it's just, it is really sad. Just waiting for, we don't have a rookie this year. And my mum texted me earlier to say about rumours of Sebastian Vettel wanting to come back into F1 if there was a play. That's a whole thing for us to discuss. I didn't believe my mum. I genuinely was like, oh, this is going to be some kind of like clickbait. You know what I mean? I was like, this surely must be clickbait. And then I was like, oh, no, apparently he did say if the slipper fits.
He did.
If the slipper fits, Vettel returns. Our own little German Cinderella.
I was on Twitter and I was like, why is Sebastian Vettel on Sky News?
He's just been popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh? But then this relates to the 11th team because my mum said, yeah, seems unfair with these physically fit oldies keeping going and the young ones queuing up behind. And I said, yeah, though I take Vettel back on the grid.
Yeah, I mean, I miss him. I'd prefer a rookie.
Yeah.
No hate to you, Sebastian Vettel, but I saw your last race, and that's enough for me. That's in my brain forever. If you do a Fernando Alonso and there's like 3 last races, then like no integrity.
Yeah, it's the same with, it's like people, Michael Jordan, they don't remember when he came back and played for the Wizards. Like Vince Carter, like a long ass career. Like people remember him playing for the Raptors. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's the same thing. You're like, well, why would you keep going? But then I understand it's just hard to quit when you're at like the top of your game. Not that he was really at the top of the championship, but it is what I guess it's like the whole Danny Rick thing all over again. Which, speaking of Danny Rick, I saw that Dev made a really interesting video after Lizzie made a comment about how a lot of people have turned on him after the whole, McLaren thing, going back to Red Bull, whatnot. It's a really good video. If you go to Deviani's TikTok if you want to see an actual 8-minute video of her to explain the whole thing rather than me trying to absolutely mince her words. But I just think it's interesting how quickly the narrative switches up, going back to this whole like switching of narratives about how people are very quick to, first of all, really, really want to put him in the Red Bull seat, and then within the next breath say that he's washed and that he doesn't deserve a seat at AlphaTauri. So it's all like, it's very interesting to hear a take on people switching up. And I mean, you've stayed strong in your take from the beginning, and I guess it's the same with Vettel of like, you'd rather just see a rookie.
Yeah, I just would. Everyone should just do a Rosberg.
Quit while your head. One and done.
Win a world championship, and off you go. Like,
it's like
I'm obviously joking there, guys. Don't come for me. But
it's like the F2 effect. Sorry, you can't come back.
I stick by. I don't think I've said this on the pod yet. F1 to F4 should just be like football, and it should be relegation and promotion. Bottom 5 in F1, you're down to F2. Sorry, top 5 in F2, up you come. It should just keep swapping like this.
Yeah.
Like, otherwise we're not going to get any new people in.
Yeah. I think you said this last week. And I agree. Like, I think it would be so interesting if it was all standardized and we actually had like swapping in and out. I think that would be really fun. I'm sure, I mean, again, don't come for us. I'm sure there's going to be people being like, well, you obviously can't do that because of this and the super lights. And no, guys, it's just fun. Yeah. It's just for shits and gigs. But we need to let in the new talent, even though it does pain me how much younger the new talent is than me. When you still love me. Young and beautiful.
Beautiful. Right. Should we do some more this week in F1 history? 4th of April, which is the day we are recording. 2004. Any guesses?
Don't make me guess again.
Okay. The Bahrain Grand Prix makes its Formula One debut, with the country becoming the first Middle Eastern nation to host a race. Yeah, I think that probably would have been the one that you might have got. Yeah. So,
God damn it.
Maybe you should have guessed that. But
always shoot your shot, guys. You never know when you're gonna hit.
Yeah, 5th of April. We only have one. 2008. So it better be a good one. BMW Sauber's Robert Kubica takes the first pole of his career as he edges out. I can't look at the word edges. I can't. As he beats Ferrari's Felipe Massa and McLaren's Lewis Hamilton on qualifying day.
Oh, good for him. It reminds me of there's a TikTok. Me when I'm watching F1, it's just normal, and me when my parents walk into the room, and it's the whole like. The edges out. You like all of this like pole sit. I know, just all of the classics. And I was like, yeah.
Why do they use those words?
No, I mean it's nothing in comparison to that article that said, what does it say? Oh, it said something about Charles Leclerc exposes hole in in Jeddah or something.
I think about that so often. I can't. It's so funny. Exposes hole. Oh, right. April 6th. Well, this one is an interesting one.
Ooh.
So, 2003. Kimi Raikkonen, McLaren, takes a checkered flag at the Brazilian Grand Prix with Giancarlo. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Fisichella?
Fisichella?
Something like that. Second, for Jordan, and Fernando Alonso third in the Renault. However, the race was red flagged due to safety concerns following heavy rain, and it led to confusion over whether the results should be taken from the order on lap 53 or lap 54. The issue ended up in court.
Huh?
Yeah, it was very serious, this one. And Fisichella was handed the win on countback.
Oh, wow.
Marking Jordan's final win in Formula One. R.I.P. Jordan. With Raikkonen second and Alonso third. An unofficial ceremony was held at the next race weekend in Imola, where Raikkonen and Ron Dennis handed over the winning trophies to Fisichella and Jordan.
Oh, wow. That is a really interesting one.
That one's very interesting.
That reminds me of the...
Yeah, it reminds me... We're going to say the same thing.
Is it going to be of George and Alonso?
What?
No?
When
they're passing back like the third place trophy or whatever it was last year. I just remember the videos of them going to the factory and having to hand back the... What were you going to say?
I was going to say Australia last year when they had a standing start for one lap.
Why didn't they do that again? God.
Yeah, God.
Imagine just taking it to court instead. As long as we had a televised court hearing, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah. 7th of April, 1985. The season kicks off in Brazil with the Autodromo Jaca. I can't say that. The season kicks off in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro. Alain Prost in the McLaren Tag won ahead of Ferrari's Michael Alboreto with Elio De Angelis. Elio De Angelis in the Lotus.
You're having a time here.
Third. I can't do names. I can't even do, like, I can barely say your name, honestly.
Me half the time when I do the intro to the pod and I can never get it right.
But this race also marked Nigel Mansell's first with Williams.
Oh, see, Williams.
But you were tired after 8 laps.
Fantastic. Good job.
Like Logan Sargent.
Oh gosh, speaking of Logan Sargent, everybody is up in arms about
He's having a time of it.
I saw that, the boys clip of that guy like creepily smiling. I saw somebody saying Logan Sargent when he suddenly has thousands of new fans after Williams is the way they're treating him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I just think I don't really have an opinion about him getting given the fixed chassis. If it's meant to be exactly the same, it's exactly the same. I don't know.
If it's exactly the same, why haven't they given it to Alex?
I don't know. Maybe it's already branded with his car and they can't be asked to move the decals.
Honestly.
I don't know. I'm just so neutral on the matter. Speaking of being so neutral, I saw a hat. Sorry, what's that for?
You're only neutral because you have to be neutral.
I'm so neutral. No, but being so neutral is this hat that I saw one of the Japanese fans. First of all, shout out to the Japanese fans for being like the most creative with their outfits, the most creative with their headwear. I've seen some really cute hats, but one that I saw is this one that this woman has: respect for all F1 drivers.
What?
And it's all of their mini helmets on
you
a
should
hat.
have that.
And yeah, I'm like, this is me. I need this. I need to make this. Respect for all drivers with Pirelli tire glasses as well. She's gone all out. The most neutral. But then I'm pretty sure she's wearing a McLaren jersey.
That's me.
I was about to say, me every week bringing this up, me being like, I'm absolutely neutral.
Well, when Oscar Piastri signs your hat, I mean,
I literally, do any of the others look signed? No, I mean,
no.
Who should I'm get Max to sign this empty Red Bull can?
Empty. Hi Max, can you sign this empty Red Bull can that I drank like 4 months ago?
It's clean, I swear.
Well, that is this week in F1 history. Woohoo!
Snaps. Oh, but one of my favorite things. So I'm really sad. Okay, no, let me start again.
I'm really sad.
One of my favorite things. I'm really sad. That's a great way to go. I'm really sad that there's no F2 until Imola now.
I know.
And especially because the people are just discovering Paul Aaron. I'm sad for them. The people. Like, we talked about Paul Aaron in the last pod, but Formula 2 uploaded a reel calling Paul Aaron a fan favourite of him walking through like a fan zone bit, and they're all like cheering for him and getting him to sign stuff. And I was like, wow, he has skyrocketed to Formula 2 fan fame. And we want to again, I'm not laying my claim. What's the word? I'm
I thought you were going to say, I'm laying down the law.
I'm laying down the law. No Paul Aaron fans. No. I want to say once again, just like we did with Ollie, we were there. We were day ones. We were there the day he was born. Just like I was there in Maranello. Just like I was there when Charles signed his contract. We were there from day one for Paul Aaron.
Day one being May 2023.
Once again. Just like Ollie Behrman, I'm putting in false claims that we're day ones.
We're day ones.
Why not, guys? Why not? Laying down the law.
Laying down the law.
I guess, shall we move on to talking a little bit about Japan, a little bit about Yuki?
Yeah.
It's obviously Yuki's, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I really don't want to butcher this now. Yuki Tsunoda's home race. I try and say it actually correctly because the commentators never say it correctly. And I want to actually pronounce people's names right. But, oh, that's not like no shade. That sounded like I was shading you. I mean like in comparison to the commentators, not in comparison to you.
Okay, anyway. we can't all have Pato Award correct in our Spanish, can we?
Oh gosh, sorry, that just does remind me of people saying like, oh my god, I'd be so embarrassed. And I'm like, why? It's great. I'm fine. Why would I be embarrassed? Me like tearing up.
You're embarrassed that you gave Joe from McLaren a handshake. Like, that is not embarrassing.
That's everybody else told me I should be embarrassed, so
I didn't.
But no, I think that's funny. You're like, I did not. I think that is the best thing you ever did.
Yeah. At least you touched him. I would just been like,
at least I touched it as if he's one of the drivers. I'm like, he is a guy. Well, so is the driver. He's a guy.
He's just the guy.
He's just the guy. And yeah, no, at least I said hi. Still, no regrets about that one.
I didn't mean it in like a weird way. Like, at least you touched it. I just meant I have no social skills, so I wouldn't have known whether to handshake, hug, or just stand there and do nothing. So
I was about to say, to clarify for everybody, that you are terrible at the physical touch. So that's what you mean, not just the fact that you want to touch it. We are getting so many wires crossed in this episode. We're really not being weird about it. We are so neutral and genuinely again. Yeah. Anyway, I don't think we need to touch any more on that. Anyway, Yuki. So obviously Yuki home race. One thing I absolutely love is, have you seen that on the sides of the walls walking into Suzuka that they have pictures of Yuki's journey into F1?
No, I didn't know that. Aww.
It's so cute. Like, somebody videoed like them walking down, and it's just all pictures of Yuki and him when he was younger and all of the little his whole journey through. And I thought it was so sweet. Did you see the video of Max defending Yuki's writing?
No, I don't think so.
It's so basically they were doing this quiz, and the person says, like, the person who's presenting the quiz says, all right, like 3, 2, 1. Oh, we're still waiting for Yuki to write. And Max turns around and says, he's writing in Japanese. It takes time.
Oh.
2, 3, and Yuki. We're waiting for Yuki.
He's writing it in Japanese. Takes time.
Okay.
All right. He said, don't you dare talk to my Yuki like that.
He was like, absolutely not. He's writing it in Japanese. It takes time. It takes time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you cannot talk to Yuki like that. But speaking of cannot talk to Yuki like that, did you see what Carlos said?
Why am I missing all of this Yuki drama? I literally, when you were like, let's talk about Yuki, I was like, he went to the Formula E last weekend.
Oh my gosh, you could definitely tell me all about that because I didn't see much about that. But no, so basically in the media day yesterday, he was on about a mini figurine of himself that he saw, like a
Mhm.
keyring, and he said, "I saw a mini tiny myself with a helmet and suit." And Carlos said, "You just saw yourself in the mirror, maybe?" And that he just absolutely smoked him. Carlos just smoked him. And speaking of
Mhm.
just absolutely smoking Yuki, did you see the Lego broadcast? First of all, didn't know that that was a thing. The Lego
Lego
broadcast.
broadcast.
Yeah, Lego F1
Huh?
Australian Grand Prix apparently was a thing.
What?
Yeah, and someone said the Lego. Oh, I don't think it was a Lego broadcast. I think it was somebody fan made this actually. Somebody just said watching Lego F1.
Yeah, no, someone does a Lego like stop motion roundup of the Grand Prix. I was about to be like, who's managing
mean-
to film it live and like AI it into Lego? I was like, what the hell?
You mean
That is
the official-
insane.
The official broadcast, the one that I watch every week, the Lego. Imagine if someone told you that they were an F1 fan, they watch it every week, and then you catch them and they just watch the Lego recap every week, and that's like their version of F1. They're like, the Lego broadcast.
To be
yeah.
fair, that would be like the most normal F1 fan.
You're like, that would actually be pretty normal behavior for this fan base.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But I didn't know this existed. But did you see the height difference that they put between George and Yuki on the grid?
Oh, no. Oh, Yuki. He's getting absolutely bodied this week.
He absolutely is. I love it. Speaking of Yuki as well, the Fan Behavior podcast, they had a clip that went like quite viral, I'm pretty sure. Whenever I say a clip goes viral, I feel like an old person or like the news trying to describe like how the internet
Viral
works.
TikTok clip.
Viral TikTok. So I saw anyway, my own self aside, I saw Fan Behavior made a TikTok, or well, talked about it on their podcast as well, about how Yuki's not getting the credit he deserves. And I'm pretty sure we said about this last week, about how people are so quick to just dismiss Yuki. And I just think it's so unfair. I love it when Yuki does well, and I want Yuki to do well this week so badly.
Same.
And that's like the extent that we're adding to this. I feel like everybody's already said everything that we need to say, or like need to say everything you want to say about it. So same.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's his home race. For some reason, everyone's like not ever considering Yuki would get a Red Bull seat. I mean, I'm not saying that he definitely would or whatever, but like,
Yeah.
it's always like, oh, Daniel's too washed, he won't ever go back to Red Bull, and I'm like, okay, there are other options. Like, it's not that the only option is like Checo stays where he is or Daniel goes, or like, because I mean, Checo's doing an absolutely fine job as well, so it's kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't. Why is everyone just being like, there's no way Daniel's ever going back to Red Bull? Like,
Yeah.
that might not even be what they're thinking of doing anyway. But why is Yuki like never brought up in the conversation? I just don't get it.
No, I feel like he's quite disregarded by like fans a lot of the time, and I don't know. I think Yuki's a super interesting character, a really interesting driver. I will say, we were there when Yuki Tsunoda was leading the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I got videos and all. As soon as he was like first on screen, I was like, yeah, go Yuki, biggest fans. Oh. But yeah, so the Formula E then last week, I did watch the highlights of that, but Yuki was there.
Yuki was there. But people were just saying about like how they don't think they've ever actually seen an F1 driver like go to Formula E.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they're not usually
Nick de Vries.
in the same place at the same.
As in, Nick de Vries has been to a Formula E race. F1 driver, he drove an F1 car.
Yeah, that's not quite what I meant. Sorry, Nick, for that one.
Apologies
so
on her
Yuki
behalf,
went and
Nick.
visited the Formula E Tokyo E Prix. I said to Chris, I was like, if I had a brain and about $5,000, I would have gone to Japan for 2 weeks and watched both. So
Yes. I like how if I had a brain. And $5,000, just to spare $5,000. But, you know, just laying around.
But yeah, he went and visited the E Prix, and they put up this little clip of him, and he said that. So he did a sim. He did E sim racing. I don't know, Formula E sim race, and he said that it was actually very hard. Wow. There we go, Formula One fanatics who are like, Formula E's not real. It's not a real driving series because it's electric car.
They don't like the. I mean, they're the same fans that hate that they switched to the hybrid engine. They don't like the cars. Don't make the same noise anymore.
I don't like the noise. The cars don't burst my eardrums.
Gonna make some men very angry.
Well, I don't think many men will be listening this far into a podcast, but
No.
but the clip of him seeing Nick de Vries again is so cute. I feel like they got on so well. I miss you, Nick.
I didn't see the
miss
clip.
you.
I only saw a picture.
Good. How are you? Good to see you. Are you doing well?
Oh, that's so cute.
Don't they look like besties?
They do. They look so happy to see each other. They look so tall next to each other.
Yeah, Nick looks tall.
Nick looks tall.
Suspiciously tall.
Every time I see Nick de Vries, I think about that video of him having a shot passed over him in that Monaco nightclub that we talked about before. It's over his head. One other thing about Japan is people predicting a Verstappen crash on YouTube from 4 years ago. I don't know how they're doing it because obviously this must be current. This isn't like somebody definitely didn't comment that 4 years ago. There must be a hack that you can comment things because I saw so people saying who's here after they crashed in Japan 2024 posted 4 years ago. I don't know how they've done it, but the comment says it's from 4 years ago. But then my favorite thing about the comment is somebody says, shame they had to crash in Japan, but great that Albon got his first win. So I'm like, I mean, we'll see. But also, how many cars would have to crash out for Alex Albon to win in this year's Williams? I genuinely cannot think of a scenario in which that would happen. It's not that Alex Albon isn't a great driver. I love Alex,
I mean,
obviously.
Word on the street is it's gonna be a wet race.
Yes. That is...
And we all know George Russell in his Williams in the wet, crying over his podium. It could happen. It could happen.
It could happen. I mean, we really don't know what's going to happen. But, I mean, Charles with his gorgeous tribute helmet to Jules and, you know, everything. And, I mean, I was about to say I want him to do well. I just want everyone to do well. It's me with that fucking everyone hat again. I'm like, and I want Max to do well with his new haircut, and I want Charles to do well with his helmet, and I want Albon to do well, and I want Logan, and I want Yuki. And I'm like, yeah, Gil, the list is too long to keep willing everybody to do well. Speaking of Charles, did you see when he was talking at an event or to Viaplay, I think, and his mic was broken? Have you seen this?
Nope.
Oh my gosh. He was so done. His face absolutely kills me.
Wait. Works for 2
It's
seconds.
his face.
I would expect it's not great the sound, but once. But
That is like the. Sorry, there's a reply. The reply was he silent or was he silenced?
I just love how this is a continuation of Charles hating loud noises. He hates like loud or abrupt noises. The thunder from Brazil. There was like another time, another like jumpy one or whatever. There's like a whole thread that I've seen of it before of Charles hating loud noises, and that one just absolutely kills me. His face, he is so done. The eye roll, the like. I'm like, yeah, no, I feel it, boy. When you're like overstimulated as hell. Me with the Logan Sargent updates last week.
It's
Loud,
funny
abrupt
because there were a
noises.
couple of comments that were like, when your friend doesn't find it funny or something like that. And I was like, no, she does find it funny. It was just way too overstimulating.
We were like an hour into recording the pod. I cut so many of that. We literally watched like 10 of them. So by the time it got to the 10th America, fuck yeah, I was like, there's so much stimulation. Oh gosh. But Charles, I relate. But it's that face. That face. They could never make me hate
Right.
you. Right,
I got one we can end on. It's so did you see Alpine put up photos of
yeah.
Esteban
Oscar?
and
Yeah. I had this in my notes to talk about as well.
Oscar, the man you are. Alpine had my permission for this post.
For those of you who don't know, they did some RC racing, Esty and Oscar, and the fact that Oscar commented, "Alpine have my permission for this post." Winky face. I love you, Oscar Piastri.
Yeah.
The man that you are. The fact that it's just Prima Oscar now, fully out now. Oh my gosh. Oh, one thing I did want to talk about is I wanted to give. Do we have time?
Yeah.
Because we had a DM that I haven't read,
Okay.
but I wanted to read on the pod. So, Millie, who we've spoken about on the podcast before, who sent us a really lovely message, she DM'd us saying, "Me and the lad I'm talking to at the moment have booked to go to Imola." Big boss moves, honestly. Love it. It's my first Grand Prix, and shy first time Grand Prix tips in the pod would be much appreciated. And I know I shouldn't be worrying about it, but don't want all the Italian men to think I'm just a Drive to Survive fan. Fair enough. But I love the fact that it's the guy that you're talking to and you're going to Grand Prix together. Slay. Love it. I hope he's paying for you.
Yeah.
If he's not, get him to buy you a really expensive F1 hoodie or something.
Yeah. Or just do what I did.
And just
Buy a
finagle
kids
it.
one.
Kids one.
I didn't buy a kids one. I asked for a medium and they gave me a kids medium.
And then they
But maybe
didn't,
just
then they gave you
ask
another
for a kids medium and then go back and say
So they gave you the wrong one. You never know. We'd finagle it. But that's our tip. That's our tip. For you.
I do
Buy a
not
kids
endorse
medium.
that tip. And I definitely didn't do that, F1.
No, you actually really didn't. It was an
Yeah.
honest mistake. But I mean, tips for Imola: take all weather gear, basically, because you never know what the weather's going to be like. Tips for the Grand Prix in general: literally just have fun. Just
Just have
cheer.
fun.
Just have fun.
Guys, just have no stress. No stress allowed. Just fun.
So I'm only permitting you to just have fun. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know, cheer for who you want to cheer for. Cheer as loud as you want to cheer. Take as many pictures as you want. Like, at the end of the day, like, nobody gives a shit. Like, I don't know. Even think back to the Dutch Grand Prix when we had a bit like an issue with the guys next to us. I mean, that was for other reasons as well. But
Yeah.
I mean, we were girls together, not in that context, but but it's gonna be different because you're with a guy. Unfortunately, that's how it works. That it will be different.
Yeah.
but
You'll be fine, honestly.
You'll be fine. But even though we had that, I'm still glad that we cheered in free practice. Every time Albon's car came around, I was giving it a good whoop. Like, you know, just let yourself have fun with it, and just have fun. Make sure you're wearing comfortable shoes. Make sure you're taking all weather gear and
sunscreen.
Oh my gosh, yes, take sun cream with you because you don't want to end up like a lobster like
sun.
Amy. And after sun, and a cap, and sunglasses, and everything. And don't forget your ticket. But yeah, I hope you have the best time. Oh my god, give us updates, please. Send in your pickies. I want to see
live
please.
updates,
like as it's going. Voice note us.
Did she say whether she's sitting grandstand or GA or?
No, just for tips in general. But
when I went to Monza 22, we went GA, and we basically couldn't find anywhere to actually watch, basically, because GA not very good, but good on a budget. And basically we just stood next to loads of Italians, obviously, tifosi, but they were really nice. They were all men. One of them had his iPad out and was watching Sky Sports F1 on his iPad so that he could see what was going on when the cars came around. And then I think I must have said to Chris, oh, I like can't see him or something. And the guy asked me who I wanted to know, like what place, and I said Russell, and he was like, he's fourth. And I was like, oh, thank you.
So, that's so sweet.
Yeah,
try
really nice.
Try and position yourself by a screen, if you can. Obviously, I don't know what your situation is, but yeah, please give us updates. We want to know.
Yeah.
She also said, this brought me immense happiness. So enjoy. And it is that Eileen edit on TikTok of all the funniest moments in F1.
I love
seen it?
that.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Also, classic British song.
Yeah.
Shout out to HTTPS Argent, so HTTP Sergeant on TikTok for making that edit. And on that note, we better get going. So, hope you guys enjoy the Japanese Grand Prix. Let us know if you come from the future. Let us know if there was a Verstappen crash in Album 1. Absolute proof of time travel. My god. But yeah, I hope you enjoy, guys. We will see you in the... Oh my gosh. If you want to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, all of that good jazz, we're at CarChatsF1 and we're at buymeacoffee.com/CarChatsF1. And I'm at AnorexF1 on TikTok and at Anabominable on Instagram.
And I'm AmyXF1 on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter.
Woo! And we'll see you guys in the next one.
See ya.
Bye!
Bye!